Okay, I have some breaking news coming from the Gulf of America. Let me go ahead and roll this.
And we're going to stand by for splashdown.
The
located in the
astronauts
Gulf of
stranded
America,
in space
off the
have
coast
been
of
rescued.
Tallahassee, Florida.
And splashdown, Crew 9 back on Earth.
Oh, man. They've been trapped for nearly 9 months because of President Biden.
And SpaceX Freedom, splashdown. Good main release.
This is
Copy
incredible.
splashdown. We see main chutes cut. Nick, Alex, Butch, Sunny, on behalf of SpaceX, welcome home.
Oh, isn't that amazing? All right. Let's thank you, President Donald Trump and Elon Musk, for having the courage to go to space last minute and rescue these 2 American astronauts. It wouldn't shock me if there's a parade, a big press conference. I'll continue to keep you in the loop. For those of you who don't know, this was an 8-day mission last year. The spaceship was rendered unusable. They weren't able to return to Earth. They've been on the International Space Station, and there was a rescue mission approved with SpaceX and Elon Musk. But because of his closeness to Donald J. Trump, the presidential candidate, President Joseph Robinette Biden ordered that these American astronauts be abandoned in space. It's disgraceful. It's disgusting. It's one of the dumbest, worst things I've ever heard about an American president. He truly is a human being that is rotten to the core and petty, and it just breaks my heart. Anyway, they have been rescued. This is incredible. Let's go ahead and jump into the rest of tonight's news. Even though it's only been 2 months since Trump took office, the calls for his impeachment have been deafening. But as the hatred from the left grows, Trump has flipped the table by calling for the impeachment of a federal judge who issued an order on Saturday halting the rapid deportation of Venezuelan gang members to El Salvador. In a post on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "The radical left lunatic of a judge, a troublemaker, an agitator, who was sadly appointed by Barack Hussein Obama, was not elected president. He didn't win the popular vote. He didn't win all 7 swing states. He didn't win 2,750 counties. He didn't win anything. I won for many reasons in an overwhelming mandate. But fighting illegal immigration may have been the #1 reason for this historic victory. I am doing what the voters wanted me to do. This judge, like many of the crooked judges I am forced to appear before, should be impeached. We don't want vicious, violent, demented criminals, many of them deranged murderers in our country. Make America great again." Now, please let me know in the comments, do you agree with President Trump? We want America safe again. We want illegal immigrant criminals removed again. We want America to be great again. Now, Trump has spirit, and I respect him. However, Chief Justice John Roberts of the Supreme Court pushed back and basically told President Trump, for more than 2 centuries, it has been established that impeachment is not an appropriate response to disagreement concerning a judicial decision. The normal appellate review process exists for that purpose. Now, I disagree with Supreme Court Justice John Roberts, someone who wants to stop the deportation of violent, dangerous, vicious gang members. I disagree with that. However, I can see why some things start in a lower court and have to work their way to the highest court in the land. And in the matters of a president or national security, I believe that should be sped up. Now, have you noticed that nearly all the cases being brought against President Donald J. Trump, they're almost all Democrat-appointed judges? Is this the federal court using lawfare to push back on a president they don't like, even if it's to the detriment of the country, national security, and the American people? Let me know your thoughts. I believe that this is a disgrace. I'm also reading that USAID might be reinstalled, even with all the corruption, because of a federal judge saying these people deserve to have jobs. Although nobody cared when the pipeline was shut down. Nobody cares when people are fired from IBM or Apple or other places. But when it's the government, and it's Democrat-focused government, ooh, we have to waste that money. We have to abuse the taxpayer. It's a shame. All right. The JFK, RFK files should be coming out. And President Trump is saying, Tulsi Gabbard, FBI, I don't want any redactions. It's time to tell the American people the truth. I want everything released, all 80,000 pages, unadulterated, unredacted. Will that happen? I have no idea. I just want to get to the bottom of this because we need to move on as a nation. And we've also got bigger fish to fry in the 21st century. Now, a lot of significant firsts are unfolding right now under the Trump administration, including the release of the JFK files, the potential reversal of Joe Biden's pardons, and yes, Vice President J.D. Vance becoming the finance chair of the RNC. This has never happened. Never has a vice president been put in charge of the money of the Republican Party. As reported by Breitbart News, no sitting president has ever held this position in the Republican Party. However, history was just made when the RNC Executive Committee voted unanimously to make Vice President J.D. Vance the head of this role. In response to his new leadership, J.D. Vance stated, "But to fully enact the MAGA mandate and President Trump's vision that voters demanded, we must keep and grow our Republican majority in 2026 and build a war chest we need to deliver those victories next November." President Trump also weighed in on this significant achievement, stating, "He will do a fantastic job as RNC finance chair. He knows how to fight and win tough races. I'm glad he'll be working with Michael Whatley, chairman of the RNC, to help us secure our elections, get out the vote, and win big next year." It's about time a vice president steps up and carries out a significant role. It seems J.D. Vance is looking to shine and not just follow Trump around like Kamala Harris did to Joe Biden. I said right before this start, I thought that Trump would pick J.D. Vance and that Vance would do an incredible job. He's smart. He's MAGA to his core now, and he wants to do right by us, the voter, and I believe he will. And that means winning in 2026, which I'm going to do everything in my power on this channel to help boot rhinos and install new people in seats in the House. It's going to be great. Now, according to Laura Loomer over on X, Hunter Biden was previously spotted with Secret Service detail in South Africa. She stated, "In an international investigation with my contacts on the ground in Cape Town, South Africa, I have captured exclusive photos of Hunter Biden this morning with his Secret Service detail, proving that he fled the country right after he was served a deposition notice in his failed laptop lawsuit on February 28th, 2025. She added, on March 5th, Hunter Biden signed a declaration that he and his lawyers submitted to the federal court in Los Angeles under oath with penalty of perjury, in which he claimed he is broke and, in fact, millions of dollars in debt. Now, despite claiming poverty, Hunter Biden is living the high life in one of the most expensive neighborhoods on the continent of Africa, in South Africa, all while being protected using American taxpayer dollars by U.S. Secret Service. I can confirm via my ground investigation that the U.S. Secret Service is working with the U.S. Embassy in Pretoria, South Africa, to provide U.S. taxpayer-funded protection of Hunter Biden, with 12 agents on patrol and another 6 in rotation for a total of 18 Secret Service. Does President Trump even have 18 Secret Service agents? I don't know. I don't know the answer to that. But why on earth does Hunter Biden have 18 people on vacation in the richest part of South Africa after signing that he is broke and millions of dollars in debt? I believe he is on the run. All right, now I've got more from Laura Loomer, big stuff. But first, the IRS is the largest collection agency in the world. With April 5th fast approaching, it's more aggressive than ever. In 2025, enforcement has ramped up. And if you owe back taxes or have unfiled returns, waiting is not an option. The longer you do, the worse it gets. Ignoring your tax troubles is the worst thing you can do. April 15th marks another tax year that has passed you by. Getting ahead of this now is the smart move, but never, never, never contact the IRS on your own. Instead, let the experts at Tax Network USA handle this for you. Now, why should you do that? Because not all tax resolution companies are the same. Tax Network USA, who I highly recommend, has a preferred direct phone line to the IRS. This means that they can speak with their preferred agents on the other end of the line on your behalf. With proven strategies to settle tax problems in your favor, whether you owe $10,000 or $10 million, Tax Network USA's attorneys and negotiators have resolved over $1 billion in tax debt. Talk with one of their strategists today. It's free. Stop the threatening letters. Stop looking over your shoulder. Protect yourself from property seizure and bank levies. Do not let the IRS control your future or your family. Call 800-958-1000 or visit tnusa.com/Gardner. Again, act right now. Get this thing handled and out of your life. All right, Laura Loomer broke a big story earlier today. The Judge James Boasberg, who's trying to stop President Trump from getting illegal criminal gang members out of the United States, less than 12 hours after I exposed Judge James Boasberg's conflict of interest with his daughter, Catherine Boasberg, who works for a 501c3 called Partners for Justice that gives criminal illegal aliens and gang members legal advice. Catherine Boasberg, the wife, has deleted her LinkedIn page and her Instagram account. I have exclusively uncovered a massive conflict of interest involving Judge James Boasberg, the Chief Judge of the United States District Court of the District of Columbia. Judge Boasberg recently made the decision to prevent the deportation of criminal illegal alien gang members on planes out of the country. Now, listen to this. This is crazy. So just like Judge Juan Merchan, whose daughter was raising money off of Trump's difficulties to the tune of over $100 million, receiving millions of dollars in compensation, now we find out that Boasberg's wife is involved with NGOs that do abortion and hate Trump, and also groups that literally receive money to protect illegal alien criminals. No wonder he doesn't want these people deported. This is the family business. Thank you, Laura Loomer, for exposing both of these things in my news report tonight. She deserves credit. She works hard. So, this is enough for President Trump's legal team to immediately push for a motion for recusal of Judge Boasberg. So even though the Supreme Court, John Roberts, says a judge shouldn't be impeached because a president doesn't like a ruling, a judge could and should be removed or reassigned if there is an obvious conflict of interest. Now, you let me know over in the comments. Don't you believe that this is a conflict of interest? His family literally receives money to defend and keep illegal immigrants in the country, and now he's just ruled in favor of keeping illegal alien criminals in the country. Unbelievable. All right, some good news. Yesterday, I told you how President Trump was ready to speak with Russian President Vladimir Putin. That happened earlier today, and they discussed an infrastructure for ending the war and a ceasefire to save lives in Ukraine. I now have a positive update on how this call went. In a post on Truth Social, President Trump stated, "My phone conversation today with President Putin of Russia was a very good and productive one. We agreed to an immediate ceasefire on all energy and infrastructure, with an understanding that we will be working quickly to have a complete ceasefire and ultimately an end to this very horrible war between Russia and Ukraine. This war would never have started if I were president. Many elements of a contract for peace were discussed, including the fact that thousands of soldiers are being killed, and both President Putin and President Zelensky would like to see it end. That process is now in full force and effect, and we will, hopefully, for the sake of humanity, get the job done." This phone call lasted nearly 3 hours. So hopefully we will be seeing an end to the Russia-Ukraine war very, very quickly. Now, speaking of war and fighting, many are accusing President Trump of attacking the Houthis out of nowhere and not actually being a president for peace. However, let me share some information put out by President Trump and Secretary of State Marco Rubio that might help change your mind. Marco Rubio says, in the last 18 months, the Houthis have attacked U.S. Navy 174 times and attacked commercial shipping vessels 145 times. We have a band of pirates with guided precision anti-ship weaponry exacting a toll system in one of the most important shipping lanes in the world. That's just not sustainable. So I didn't realize just how many times they have been attacked. Did you know that? That was new to me. Now, think about this. Would we allow Mexico to attack the U.S. Navy 174 times in San Diego? Heck no. Of course we would not. Would we allow Mexico or Cuba to attack commercial ships coming into Florida 145 times? No. Of course we would not. So why would we allow that in the Red Sea, where we have billions and billions and billions of dollars of oil and goods that come through there? Necessary things. Not only is this American commerce, which American jobs are connected to, this is the U.S. military. This is also global commerce. So you just can't allow this. So to now come out and say President Trump is not a president for peace, come on, give me a break. You would not allow San Diego or Florida to have this many attacks and then just say, well, I can't do anything because I'm for peace. You would immediately punch these people right in the nose, and that's exactly what they've done. Now, let me show you what President Trump had to say on this matter. I'll read it to you. Here we go. Let nobody be fooled. The hundreds of attacks being made by Houthi, the sinister mobsters and thugs based in Yemen, who are hated by the Yemeni people, all emanate from and are created by Iran. Any further attack or retaliation by the Houthis will be met with great force. And there is no guarantee that that force will stop there. Iran has played the innocent victim of rogue terrorists from which they've lost control, but they haven't lost control. They're dictating every move, giving them weapons, supplying them with money, and highly sophisticated military equipment. Even so-called intelligence. Every shot fired by the Houthis will be looked upon from this point forward as being a shot fired from the weapons and leadership of Iran. And Iran will be held responsible and suffer the consequences. And those consequences will be dire. Donald J. Trump, President of the United States of America. So unlike President Biden, who behaved weakly, President Trump is no longer going to allow these attacks. He wouldn't allow it in San Diego. He wouldn't allow it in Florida. He's not going to allow the U.S. military and vessels carrying goods through the Red Sea to be attacked. It's done. It's over. On the counter argument, Tucker Carlson has said, we need to be extremely careful. This thing could spin out of control very, very quickly. And a war with Iran would not be good. We do not want another Middle East war. And so he's just recommending to President Trump, proceed with caution as you defend global commerce, American commerce, and the U.S. military. I agree with Tucker Carlson. We do not want to go to war, but at the same time, we would not allow a neighbor to attack us, and we cannot allow the Houthis to attack the military or shipping vessels in the Red Sea region. All right, that's my update for today. If you could, give this video a like if you found value. If you did not, then don't. I didn't earn it, but I think this was a show absolutely packed with value. Also, hit that subscribe button. We're almost to 2 million amazing truth seekers. I love you guys. Thank you for allowing me to be a source of truth. I saw your comments on the interview I shared yesterday where I was the one interviewed. You guys were extremely generous. Thank you very much. I'll be doing more and more interviews on other people's shows as I desire to spread the truth and have more influence here on YouTube and Rumble and elsewhere. So thank you so much for supporting me and the channel. Hey, I love you guys. Stay amazing, and I will see you